Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and we're going to talk about the twin astrology forecast for the week ahead. We do have a very intense week of karmic purging is what I feel coming through. For myself personally, I woke up this morning. It was about 6:30 and I had the most massive third eye pressure all across my forehead. It created a lot of very uncomfortable ascension symptoms, and it took me several hours to transmute those energies. So I think many of us are coming into a lot of cosmic upgrades as we head into this first full new week of 2022. We have this very powerful Capricorn stellium, and within that stellium, it does include Venus in retrograde in Capricorn. So this is a big push when it comes to preparation energies for this brand new beginning, for the union of the twins. So get ready for major detox energy as we really embrace this transformational processing. So I feel it's love karma versus soul love. So I feel a lot of resolution is up for the taking this week for many of the twins, and there is a very heightened chance for this long lost love to return to us this week as we go through this karmic recalibration, deep soul purging processing of old relationships, past hurts, any outdated patterns when it comes to love. And we're all being asked to go into that meditative state to cut these outdated cords, these karmic toxic soul contracts, in order for both of the counterparts to finally open up to that unity consciousness. Venus retrograde really is pushing us all, I feel, for this long lost love to return. And it is this major reevaluation of any karmic relationships coming up. So I feel a spiral of heightened awareness, and you're really going to need to pay attention to the messages coming from your own higher self as well as your counterpart's higher self. I know for myself last night, my dream space was active most of the night. I don't recall details, but I know the energy that I felt when I woke up was a big push to release this past energy, to release any old, outdated fears and programming stemming around negativity that have been a big block for opening up to this love, this reunion. So we are preparing for that Mars and Venus, reunion in February and into March of this year. So connections and reunions are very likely, if you are in that vibrational match, to call in that counterpart union. We do have some powerful transits this week. We have on Wednesday, Venus retrograde sextile Neptune. We also have on January 8 on Saturday, the Sun conjunct Venus. So a lot of that Venus energy when it comes to recalibration, when it comes to foundations. On the 9th, on Sunday, we do have Mercury sextile Chiron, as well as Mars opposition Lilith. So I feel purification for soul love is coming up this week, and we're all being pushed to break free from these limitations. We're being pushed to enter into soulful relationships. This really is a powerful week for the Twin Flame Collective in order for us to confront all of our inner fears, in order for us to face any blockages is what came through, to really open up to our full ability to receive and give and share love without any boundaries, without any barriers. So we're kind of needing to go within and really listen to our own inner wisdom, our higher self guidance. So work with your intuition this week, and that will allow this process to flow a little bit gentler for you. I know it can be very challenging when we don't approach these very heavy shifts from, a higher viewpoint, a higher standpoint. So I feel many of us are really dealing with old manifestations that just aren't serving us, and kind of undoing the karmic knots within those toxic manifestations, especially with the asteroid Sirius and North Node both in retrograde, kind of teamed up together. There's a lot of untanglement taking place, undoing when it comes to these outworn relationships, when it comes to these lesser low vibration manifestations that we're phasing out, when it comes to all of these shadow timelines from past energies. So I think this week really is about understanding yourself, why you had to encounter certain experiences to get where you are today, in order to come into alignment with the version that you are creating for yourself for the future. So many of us have been living in outdated ancestral patterns, which we came here to clear as a twin flame collective. And I do feel many of us are coming into a deeper awareness or a deeper awakening of our own spirituality through the things that we have experienced that really have shifted our perspective throughout the years, integrating all of these energies. So I think a lot of recognition stemming around any underlying blocks this week in order to get that insight to release any emotional habits or perspectives that really have been a core seed point locked in to create these blocks, in order for us to finally clear them and release them once and for all. So I think pay special attention to the larger things going on in your life. I know there's a lot going on globally within the collective, bringing up a lot of triggers when it comes to restrictions and limitations. And us as these high vibration beings are here to hold that space. So don't attach to energies that aren't yours when it is stemming around these outworn thought patterns, perspectives, habits. I think another reevaluation of the people, places, and situations that we can no longer see fitting with where we want to be going. Because all of this Capricorn is asking us to get grounded with our purpose. So if you've been feeling stuck, it's because there's still an underlying block that has not been fully released, stemming around these repeated cycles. So I feel a lot is coming up to be addressed at the unconscious level this week in order for us to go deeper, to truly embrace this shift that we are kind of being thrown at this week. So we are encouraged to shed other people's limited ideas of love or what is possible for us, because with Mercury that just entered into Aquarius, that's that higher perspective, that big expansive thinking progression coming in this month, which will help with this purification and purging that Venus retrograde has kind of taken us through. So I think with Mercury and Aquarius, it's kind of allowing us to stay detached, to see the knotting and the cording within these connections in order to release the past a little bit more easily, so we can open up to this new positive state of being. So I think Monday and Tuesday this week are going to be very hard. I feel initiation energy coming through, especially as the moon is going to be transiting Pluto and then Saturn. Pluto, death, transformation, rebirth, and Saturn, order, strictness, and restrictions. So a lot of unconscious heaviness is coming up to be addressed, and many of the divine feminines, I feel, do transmute the unconscious heaviness within the collective. So if you're feeling bad, this energy could be clouded by collective disappointment. So don't attach to the energy, and, you know, make it yours. Divine feminine is a big message. Ask yourself, you know, is this really mine to sit with? Because I do feel many of us are releasing all of these old states and bringing forward this good vibration coming through. And I'm hearing the Beach Boys, good, 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 good vibrations. So I kind of feel we're being lifted higher now. And as we do step into these higher dimensions, we do have to purge any negativity left within our cellular DNA and within our emotional body. And I've been feeling that DNA upgrade, that integration quite heavily for the last week or so. So I feel new perspectives and a fresh approach to our own personal identity and our lives is likely going to come forward this week in order for the energy to allow you to see yourself differently, to embrace these changes for the better. With this Venus retrograde, the North Node, and the asteroid Sirius energy there's major shifts taking place this week when it comes to arriving at your own personal perspective, what you will allow and will not allow in your life moving forward. And I also feel this deservingness energy coming up, this worthiness energy when it comes to having all of your dreams come true. That's the biggest block when it comes to manifesting your reality, is believing that you truly do deserve to live in this higher level of consciousness. So if you're unwilling to release toxic friendships or toxic relationships, it's really going to limit your viewpoint moving forward, because we are here to approach life, all of these challenges. We're here to approach our whole destiny in its entirety in order for things to shift for the better. So this is an absolutely perfect time for major positive changes, is what came through for me. But change always starts with you first and foremost. So positive shifts for new beginnings, if you're open to receiving that, it can bring in a lot of new and exciting energy. But I feel many are going to be dragged down by this intense Venus retrograde energy. So with Mercury in Aquarius, I feel many of the divine feminines are really stepping into expressing their authentic self more freely, and expanding their social circle. So I think get ready for many people, divine feminine, to really appreciate your uniqueness that you bring forward as you really show your true self into the world. And I think that is including, your twin recognizing just how wonderful your uniqueness is. So I think with Mercury being affected by Pluto, a lot of new ideals and insights are coming in, a lot of downloads in order to resolve these deep-seated underlying issues when it is stemming around these toxic ancestral patterns. So the unconscious energy this week really is asking you to receive those messages from your counterparts, higher self, in order for outward direction to be manifested. So I know many of the feminines are deeply frustrated with the masculine twin, and I think that's going to present a challenge this week, where it's going to highlight where we are still frustrated with the masculine twin living in his ego self and not living up to their spiritual devotion when it comes to this mission in this connection. So I think get ready to face some physical 3D challenges, especially for the masculine counterpart, in order for there to be a shift. I feel many of the feminines might feel like they just want to give up, that maybe nobody can really make a difference in this world. And I'm telling you, we are here to bring that high vibration love into the world and to create and ground real changes. So please, please don't give up, because you are here to do your part and to make a difference. No matter how unstable or up in the air these connections seem, there is a lot recalibrating below the surface when it comes to your masculine's mindset and how they are going to approach life moving forward. I do feel all of this Capricorn energy, the focus is on planning, sticking to a daily spiritual routine every day, and you will find it much easier to work through these shifts. So Saturn's influence is really going to bring in a lot of pessimism, and I feel that really is going to highlight where the masculine has lacked responsibility and long-term strategy in order to focus on, doing something productive with his life. So if you can kind of take a step back and detach and approach this energy from a higher viewpoint, I do feel a lot of progression when it comes to these future energies, because we're kind of planning for the year ahead. We are working on clearing all of these blocks and taking action towards our manifestations through our insightful downloads, and we're going to need to pay attention to the details. We're going to have enough focus and judgment to do what is right for us, no matter what anybody else has to say about the journey. So a lot of evolution of self as all of this collective karma is coming up to be addressed this week. Another part of this purification energy is this second reunion period. I think we're coming into that first wave of mass unions coming up here as we evolve out of all of this separation timeline energy and open up to unity consciousness. So I feel this Tower energy is coming in, this dismantling of all of these distorted belief patterns within the collective. It's on a huge karmic collective scale this week. I know there's a lot coming up when it comes to humanity, especially with the global issues that are coming up to be addressed. I know where I am at in my area of the world, we just got announced another lockdown. All of the schools are going to be closed again, restaurants, sporting venues, all of this stuff. So I do feel a lot of collective anger coming up to be addressed with all of these limitations and restrictions. And I kind of had to sit with that myself, being restricted to having to homeschool the kids again is going to quite be a challenge, I feel. So all of these challenges really is part of the human collective lessons that we're here to bring forward. So find your drive, your determination to stay in that high vibration energy, to allow yourself to feel more vitality than ever before, because this karmic repercussion energy really is fueling us to transform any negative situations into the light. So whatever opportunities are coming up to be addressed, it really is to get you to kick any bad habits, toxic relationships, toxic friendships, any toxic dynamics of self-perception, I think is needing to be addressed this week, and to make those choices and to take action on things that are going to be aligned with your authentic truth and your authentic self. So what resonates for your soul? Because if it doesn't resonate with your soul, it needs to go, or the universe is going to come and smack you with that tower to release stuff that's not meant for you. Is it going to be easy? I don't think so. I really don't. But we do have the soul power to manage all of these energies, all of these major worldly changes that are happening right now, because whatever triggers are coming up, whatever ego battles we are facing or power struggles along the way, it is to receive unexpected information to catapult us forward. So I feel the energy this week is pushing us out of that comfort zone in order to deal with a big change in plans is what I'm feeling. So open up to your own personal perspective. You're going to have to be flexible. You might receive some information that you don't want to hear that goes against what you hoped or believed in, including your twin flame connection. So you're going to have to keep your cool. You're going to have to stay grounded, because all is not how it seems right now, as all of these illusions are being shattered. So I do think get ready for a lot of heated misunderstandings and misperceptions that really have been clouding your judgment within karmic situations, stemming around healing any old wounds of rejection. So with Mercury tying in with Chiron, this really is supporting the energy of healing and resilience. So it is a great time to resolve past conflicts and hurts through open, honest, heartfelt communication this week. So a lot of woundings really do stem around our old feelings of rejection of the past from others, or rejection of expressing your feelings and not being heard. That's likely going to resurface this week. And this will be the week and the chance that we all get to resolve them with a sense of compassion. So get ready for re-triggers to surface around old wounds, because Spirit is saying it's time for you to embrace these past hurts that are surfacing in order to restore a sense of compassion in your life. So be willing and open to hear what is being said, especially if there's something coming through your counterpart. This process has been ongoing for years for many of us, and we've been fighting our own demons for many years, and I feel the masculine is at this bottoming out energy when it comes to his inner ego and his masks. And I do feel the masculines are kind of completely exhausted, is what came through the astrology. Pardon me, guys. In order to remember this deep love. I do feel a lot of telepathic communication is surfacing this week. If you've been feeling blocked from your counterpart's energy, there's going to be a glimmer of hope, I feel. So I think we got to be willing to feel vulnerable, to be open emotionally, especially with Neptune's influence. I feel the energy really is bringing the twins closer. So pay attention to the songs that you're hearing. I do feel a lot of telepathic messages are coming through in songs from your counterpart or vice versa in order to enhance your psychic abilities and your intuition, which I feel is going to be on point, especially in dream space this week. And I do feel synchronicities are going to be like on us like crazy this week, Divine Feminine. So pay extra attention to the meanings and the symbolisms of whatever messages are coming forward. Pay attention to the angel numbers in order to help you to go deeper into this soul connection, into your soul's purpose, to realign with the pathway of unity. I feel reignition within the connection between you and your counterpart this week. If you can approach it gently, compassionately, and wisely when it comes to being vulnerable and opening up these wounds again at the core level. So I think get ready for action in the 3D this week is kind of what is coming through. But I did pull some decks out. We're going to pull some cards and we're going to go a little bit deeper into the energies for the week ahead. We will start off by pulling into the Divine Masculine's energy, and that is so funny. The clock was just at 21 minutes exact. So I do feel major cycles coming full circle, but we will see what needs to come through on the Divine Masculine side. First, for the week ahead, there's that wounding. I do feel the karmic relationship is really bringing up a lot of challenges within that dynamic for the masculine in order to recognize this soul agreement when it is shaped around all of these deep-seated past life wounds. And I do feel, yeah, there's that visions. So that makes sense to me. I do feel a lot of third eye activations for many of the Divine Masculines. So you might be feeling that upper chakra pressure. I'm still feeling it, but at least it's not making me feel ill. But I do feel, yeah, because the masculine really is going through this expansive gateway portal, I feel, this week as he really finds his truth, going deep within this wounding, assessing and recognizing this circumstance for what it is. And I do feel there is a lot of healing light surrounding the masculine as he, comes into awareness of all of these misguided falsehoods, all of the lies that have been told to him. And I feel this week is the week where all of this light is shining down on these issues to really show the masculine that it's really been the Divine Feminine who has been speaking to his heart and his soul this whole time. So I do feel abundance if the masculine is willing to release this ego energy and step through the doorway of this new opportunity that is being presented. So I do feel a lot of sacred site activations for the Divine Masculine this week from the Divine, a lot of prophetic dreams and messages coming through in powerful symbolism in order for the masculine to honor his gut instinct, to honor his intuition, and to trust in it, because he knows what is best for him. And it's a matter of battling that ego and going into the heart, because I do feel a lot of protection around the masculine as he opens up to his own healing capabilities this week and breaks those chains of addiction with that toxic karmic social circle and the karmic contract. So there's a lot of restrictions and impediments coming up for the masculine in order for him to begin choosing freedom and liberation. So we'll see what needs to come through on the Divine Feminine's side for the week ahead. And of course it flew right over on the masculine side. So mental clutter, be careful of spending too much time up in your head. I also feel, it might be a little bit foggy in the head space. I think you're going to be triggered this week too when it comes to any underlying blockages, Divine Feminine. So get ready to be triggered and maybe face a challenge ahead stemming around these old patterns. So I feel a lot of mirroring energy coming through for the twins this week. It is like this major destruction of old paradigms, old habits that are still remaining that need to be reevaluated and destroyed. So get out of the head and kind of go into the heart space for that clarity to present itself, Divine Feminine. And whatever challenge you're looking at, it's an opportunity for improvement. So for me, the triggering challenge this morning was the announcement of the kids not going back to school and having to deal with rearranging all of my clients and making sure that, you know, I'm ready for this homeschooling journey again, all while running a business and running a household. So that was a trigger for me, feeling unsupported once again, not having the help that I need to not only do my mission and, you know, fulfill all my other roles within my life at this time. So you're going to be tested, I feel, especially when it comes to your beliefs. This is like the home stretch, the moment of time where we have to stand firm in our spiritual beliefs in order to bring this corrected energy into the collective, stemming around these old ancestral patterns that are needing to be corrected. So I do feel this week really is going to be triggering in order for you to fully step into living consciously every single day, by, you know, knowing that life never just happens for you. We always have the choice for the betterment of our life and others. So I feel igniting passions this week for many of the feminines when it comes to your psychic abilities and journeying towards fulfillment. And I do feel divine time is now for this major shift to take place. I do feel a lot of the feminines are really coming into their enhanced psychic abilities, and we're here to develop those along our journey of fulfillment. So I think get ready for a reignition of passion within this connection when it comes to this heart energy. So I feel a lot of the feminines really are stepping into really building that entrepreneurial career path moving forward when it comes to our psychic gifts. And I think the time is now for this action to take place. But we're going to keep going here, and we're going to see what kind of sacred activations are coming through for the twins this week. What sacred activations are coming through? Healing, beautiful healing, change, big changes. And this change that's coming really is supporting our ability to kind of dance through the forever changing nature of being here on earth. And then we do have the sacral, so that's that passion being reignited. And then we've got the root. So the root is always our stability. So I feel with all of this global stuff going on, we're going to feel that collective fear when it comes to security and stability. I also feel the masculine really does fear losing financial security on the physical plane. And I think that's coming up to be addressed, to be healed as we kind of embrace these changes and really tap into our frequency of the sacral chakra to flow with our passionate desires is what's coming through. So I feel whatever triggers are coming up this week really is stimulating your own creative powers to manifest success and abundance in your life. You're going to have to use your discernment, and I do feel the energy is pushing for that communication. I feel the masculine's running by every piece of downloaded information that is coming through this week in order to find the center of his truth. I think get ready for a balanced exchange as the masculine utilizes his discernment and detaches from the unhealthy companions that he's been connected to. Stepping into healing this karmic cycle once and for all. Really tapping into our own personal intricate ability to restore our health and wholeness on all levels by choosing to live consciously. So I think get ready for that to come through, and big changes, because the time is now to embrace personal empowerment, to build that future that we are here to build through our connection to God source energy. So dance through the changes, inward and outwardly. We're going through massive, profound transformation, both individually and collectively this week, so that we can appreciate releasing of the old and birthing of the new. So get ready to empower yourself. The energy is pushing us and supporting us to fully and completely unite us with others that we can work together with in order to build this new earth energy, is what is coming through with that deck today. Let's see what needs to come through with the numerology oracle deck for the twins ahead, for the twins for the week ahead. What else can you tell me about the energies? We got a 2, patience, decision time, choose or crossroads as we round out this karmic completion, stepping into compassion. Yeah, there's that music that I talked about. So put on the music, go for a drive, crank the tunes. I always flow through these heavier shifts by listening to the music, the synchronicities. We are stepping into new earth leadership and grounding our spiritual careers through our creative aspects and through domestic harmony. So I do feel, you know, a shift in family foundations as all of this karmic completion comes full circle for the week ahead. And you're really going to need to embrace a sense of compassion for yourself and for everybody you're connected with. I do feel many of us are really pushing, grounding that spiritual career, that spiritual abundance through our heart center. But let's see what needs to come through on the divine masculine side. That's interesting. A card is in there that doesn't belong because the masculine's at that crossroads. He must choose. The masculine has 2 options, the dark or the light, and I do feel it's decision time. I kind of feel the masculine is stiff, bored, and stuck where he's at. But we'll see what else needs to come through for the masculine. It's time to choose a direction. I do think this decision's been weighing on his heart very heavily for quite some time. And, you know, I think he's going through a major collision of beliefs with the karmic contract. And the energy is very, very heavy, very stagnant. I feel the masculines, you know, very angry and aggressive, getting people to back off, because I do feel he sees clearly where he's been invaded when it comes to his boundaries. I do feel he's been violated by this karmic dominance, and he is finally paying attention to the signs because he knows the natural world needs him to step into this leadership position and mission with the divine feminine. Divine feminine, you get powerful personal growth. So I think get ready. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. If you've been gripping, it's time to release that control because the natural world needs you too. The natural world needs us to work together. And then we have the power of 3. So I do feel this energy of community working together. I'm being shown the 3 of Pentacles. And we really are, the twins really are here to be that calm lighthouse during this chaos and conflict. So you might want to retreat during all of this chaotic energy. But I do feel really the signs have been cautioning both of us. We're going to see what needs to come through on the divine feminine side with the spiritual, the psychic tarot, not the spiritual tarot. Sacral chakra, so throat chakra. So it's really time to find your personal power, to go into your own personal creative aspects, to share your authentic voice, to bravely put your message out there because you are shining your light. And as you shine your light, it brings in all of these expansive downloads, and it really does trigger so many people to go into their shadow aspects, to confront their shadows. So shine your light bright, divine feminine, because that is what is needed now more than ever. We're going to pull into the divine masculine side, the Fool. He is ready to explore forward motion. The masculine is embracing this brand new abundant opportunity with the divine feminine. There is a lot of clarity and this judgment energy, an opportunity for growth, for reconciliation, and I think truth and intellectual truth is coming forward for the masculine to put the ball in motion. Feeling like Tinkerbell energy. I do feel the masculine is exploring this new beginning. I'm getting ready to come forward and face that final judgment with you, divine feminine, and there's truth and clarity coming forward in order for this movement forward. But what else can you tell me about the divine masculine for the week ahead? He's the detective right now. He knows he's been dealing with somebody that's been falsifying information, I feel. And I kind of feel the energy really is facilitating the masculine to go into his deep powers of observation and intuition. He's seeking out that truth. I feel the energy really is allowing the masculine to recognize that he's been playing the martyr. He really has been self-sabotaging himself by playing into these lower addictive behaviors. I feel struggling with addictions. The addictions that the masculine has been connected to really have compromised his integrity, his honesty. This addictive energy really has taken authority over the divine masculine spirit. And the energy this week is allowing him to confront these addictions, to release this self-sabotaging energy, these self-destructive behaviors, because it's really allowed the masculine to become undermined by others. And the energy is really bringing that sun, that clarity forward when it comes to his fear of self-empowerment and the changes that self-empowerment could bring to his life. You know, change is never easy. But I do feel seeking out the truth, learning to release this martyrdom, self-pity party energy. I'm feeling Pisces energy coming through. And I do feel transcendence in the energy as the masculine kind of steps into his inner high priest energy. You know, the masculine really has violated the trust of the divine feminine. And in turn, it feels like this deep violation against the spiritual community by playing into these lower seductive, addictive behaviors. And it really is time for the masculine to facilitate honoring this spiritual commitment, because he is here to serve as a channel of spiritual energy. So I feel the masculine's going through spiritual exorcism this week, facing his deepest, darkest demons in order to free himself from these very destructive, addictive impulses. So what needs to come through on the divine feminines? You're the avenger. You know, from the very beginning, I have sought to balance the scales of justice, not only on behalf of myself, but on behalf of society. So I do feel the feminine is, you know, coming into that balance, justice energy for the week ahead, and really not much. So I think you're just really being asked to tune into your innocence again, your inner child, magical divine being. Release any pessimism or any disbelief when it comes to miracles, and believing that this connection can come together. I do feel get ready to deal with some negative forces this week as you go through this deep purification and redemption energy. And I think get ready to see the potential for the sacredness in everything, as you really believe that anything is possible. So I do feel get ready for that special connection to come together, that divine connection. I think the masculine's releasing that Don Juan energy and really bossing up as a king is what I'm feeling. You know, the masculine in the past really used his powers of romantic attraction for his own personal agenda, and the energy is spotlighting that in order for the masculine to release these egoic, excessive feelings of entitlement that really have caused a lot of restrictions and restraints in his world. So I feel enlightenment energy coming through for the masculine to really step into that benevolent leadership position, because he's got to take charge. And I think the masculine's going to be having a huge tower. An explosion of emotions is going to come to the surface in order to release this addictive intoxication, all of this destruction. So I do feel this destructive energy, this explosive destroyer tower energy really is preparing the masculine for that new life to take action. Let's see what needs to come through with the tarot on the masculine side. What else can you tell me about the divine masculine for the week ahead, please? Oh, the King of Swords reversed. Oh my God, the Five of Cups reversed. So there's been that denying of this emotional truth, not wanting to see it, not wanting to feel it. And I kind of feel the masculine's being taken to his knees like the feminine was in the beginning of the awakening journey, because I think the time is now for the masculine to release this fight. You know, he was a game player. He played games. A lot of these masculines were players. And I think the time is now for the masculine to take that first step to release this game he's playing. We've got a couple of fives. The masculine is going through massive changes for that lack of truth, accountability, and integrity. So there's going to be a major shift in perception in order for the masculine to go within. And I do feel that was triggered at that Capricorn new moon this past weekend. I do feel get ready for movement around the full moon in Cancer, because there's been a major injustice. I do feel the masculine is experiencing some very harsh karmic judgment in the energies this week in order to get him to learn the lesson once and for all. Your masculine could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra. I do see Cancer, Pisces again, Virgo, or Pisces. Doesn't have to be. That's what I see coming through, because it's time for this third-party bullshit to stop is what I'm feeling. No more cheating, no more lying, no more third-party interference. The masculine is experiencing a very hard karmic reset, feeling like a fool in order for this cycle to finally close out once and for all, because the time is now. There's been all of this indecisive energy back and forth, and I feel the universe really is saying the time is now for this to come full circle. We'll see what needs to come through on the feminine side for the week ahead. What else can you tell me on the divine feminine side, please? Knight of Cups, or nope, Knight of Wands. I think get ready for a swift turn of events, for somebody to rush in with a new passionate offer. I feel they know that they've got to face you with the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I think get ready to have that in-depth conversation about all of the past betrayal. You know, I do feel the masculine's rushing in, wanting that solid foundation with you, and they know you're in this Queen of Swords energy. You're not going to accept anything less than the truth. I think this is going to trigger a lot of deep-seated stormy emotions to talk about this past betrayal in order for this rebirth to commence. But I feel, you know, the very beginning stages of finally talking about this and building that abundant new beginning. So get ready for some illumination around the moon cycle is when I feel that step will be taken. The full moon in Cancer. So get out of your head when it comes to the third party energy. I do feel a lot of reminiscing. But whatever is coming your way this week, Divine Feminine, there is going to be victory and success. So go into any fears about this third-party cycle repeating itself again. I don't think it's going to. I think you've learned your lesson. You're standing firm in your boundaries. You've gone through purification. You're honoring your truth. So just stand in that light of truth and get ready for a deep, deep heart-to-heart conversation this week with your counterpart. So let's get a couple love oracle messages for the twins. What else can you tell me about the week ahead for the counterparts, please? Yeah, kisses. I think it is time for that offer to come forward. I think get ready to, you know, go out and have that cup of coffee. I think it's going to start as friendship and quickly grow into falling in love in an equal giving and receiving affectionate connection, because the twins are evolving to the next relationship phase as we go through all of this inner child healing and growth, coming out of that separation energy, coming out of that deep, deep sadness and unsurety of the future. So we'll see what else needs to come through with the Twin Flame Oracle deck, my handmade Twin Flame Oracle deck, guys. What else do we need to be aware of? Awareness. Okay. Look for the silver lining in this soul lesson. There's always a silver lining. I think really focus on mastering your gifts this week. There might be a little pause before this forward motion coming to fruition, because we're doing a lot of energy clearing right now. So open up the flow between you and your twin. Clear this past baggage. Go into meditation and get ready to receive a miracle, because nothing is impossible on this journey. I just want to grab a couple dragon oracle cards. They just said grab the dragons. So let's see what needs to come through with the dragons. Yeah, stay balanced, stay grounded, ground your visions, because we are manifesting our hopes and our dreams. So we are manifesting that perfect blending of heaven and earth, bringing that energy down through the cosmos, through our chakra body, So that's why that meditation is coming through very strongly. So we're opening up those new doorways. We're really going to need to have trust and faith that this miracle, this rainbow blessing is just around the corner, because the masculine, I feel, is going through massive change, rapid transitions and transformations in order for him to rise above these lower karmic earthly matters, to bring forward that honest, open communication in order to restore inspiration and hope within these connections. So I feel a lot of illumination when it comes to our inner higher light this week, accessing our untapped resources, our untapped spiritual psychic abilities, and get ready to look into the soul of your counterpart this week. Wow, let's get one last message for the twins with the Angel Guardian cards. I just saw the breakthrough, so I do feel breakthrough is around the corner. Yeah, it's Judgment Day. So I kind of feel get ready for an invitation. The energy really is asking us to share our fears and concerns. I think the masculine is being pushed to talk to you, Divine Feminine, to open up and be vulnerable about his fears, about his concerns. I do feel, you know, the twins have known each other since before the dawn of time. And your counterpart knows you better than you know yourself. So I think get ready for that final judgment call, to release fear of being judged, to know that we are worthy, we are good enough, and it's time to release whatever's been locked, hidden away in your heart in order to have the potential to restructure a firm foundation within these connections. So say that prayer, you know, say a little prayer for me is what's coming through my head. Say that prayer in order to release any fears, and remember that the only real thing is love. When you're lost and you need to find your way and you're confused, what you need to regain that clarity really is the loving presence of your higher self and the divine. So go into that prayer, that meditation, because there is a breakthrough at hand this week for the twins. So I do feel your beautiful, heartfelt wishes have been heard. And all you got to do is crush that fear in order to bring this breakthrough through the surface. So get ready for your dreams to come true, because the time is now for this breakthrough and for these connections to come back together. And that's kind of what I got for a message for the twins for the week ahead. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out the description box below. There you will find the information for the twin flame reading, as well as my contact email to reach out. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.